here to switch it up and teach you about business, relationships, and how to not only survive but make it in Los Angeles.
In each episode, we will have top influential guests from the world of real estate. We work hard,
We stage hard.
and we get it done.
The power of we. Hey Sam, how are you doing?
I am so excited today. Do you know why?
Tell me why.
Because you know what? Life, I mean, you know how spiritual I am, and life is about full circle for me,
Yeah.
especially today. You know, I mean, I can remember when you were a little girl. I'd be dragging you to staging.
I remember
You know,
by my hair.
and I think that life is all about what we do, how we do it, and I think it's all planned for us, honestly.
I
You know what
believe
I'm
that.
saying?
Yes.
So with that being said, I'm so excited today. We are having this amazing, amazing human being. She is not only a celebrity, but she is one of my dear friends. Her name is E.G. Daly. She is a veteran actress, singer, songwriter. If you don't know who she is, which everyone knows,
You should know.
and who is she the voice of?
I'm a human being.
Woo, Tommy. And she's also been on Friends. She is so incredible. We are so excited to have you on. Welcome to the Power of We.
That was really good. I'm excited about, what am I excited about suddenly?
I'm excited that you're on. All I
thanks,
think
honey.
about, AG, let me go back. Okay, so when I first started staging 14 years ago, I remember coming up to Mount Olympus in this really cool place, and there's this little cute hot thing walking out, and I'm like, okay, who's this? And then all of a sudden I hear oink, oink, oink. I'm like, what kind of staging appointment is this?
It was my piggy Mimi. She's part of the house, part of the staging.
You were so cool. I was like, wow, I wish every client could be like you.
Thanks, honey. Well, you were really good. You did a great job on my house.
That was when
I was like, dang, girl.
5.
You're good. You're really good.
See how full circle it is?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
remember
crazy.
being at her house?
I remember the pigs.
You
I
were
remember
just a
being
baby,
there.
though. How old
Yeah.
were you then? That was like, you were just little.
I don't know, 11, 10?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because how old are you now?
23.
Yeah, so you're my one daughter's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought her because
I remember.
you're an amazing singer. And I was
Yes.
like, you have to talk to my daughter. I want her to become a singer.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday, but it
Yeah.
was so long ago.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's beautiful. I love that we're friends all this time too,
Yeah.
and we hang out, and then I get to see you grow up. And
Oh.
it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Also, you know, I mean, AG, you are an inspiration to people her age, to people my age, to a lot of
A lot
people.
of people.
Thanks, honey.
And
Thanks. That's really nice.
I want you to know that and know how special you are. So our listeners here, I mean, you've come so far. You weren't like this huge person when I first met you.
I wasn't.
No.
Maybe I was in my own mind.
Yeah.
And then it just manifested.
No,
what
but we
my
all
mind-
go through ups and downs.
Of course.
You know, I think it's important to talk about how what you did to get here and how did you
How'd you
make
get
it in
yeah.
Los Angeles. It's a tough place.
That's a really good question. Okay, first of all, I grew up in Los Angeles, so I kind of had a little head start.
Okay.
Because I didn't have to be like, I live in Oklahoma and I want to be a Hollywood movie star and move to Hollywood and figure it out. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how scary that would be to move here from somewhere and not really know where to start.
Right.
But I think it's so important to just like learn how to follow flow. Like when it's really important, I think. Like, I think that's what I did. Like, I lived in Hollywood, so that was where I came from. And all my friends, a couple of my friends had like agents, so I just kind of followed what they did. And I just sort of like, I would notice people that had what I wanted and I would just study them. And I think that's how I started to really apply myself to everything. So like I'd meet some friends and I'd be like, oh, they all have agents and they're all working. And then I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Then I'd find out they were all in a class together. So I would join the class. I would be like, I'm going to be in that class that they're in. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, who's your agent? They'd be like, this is my agent. And the next thing you know, I had their agent. And so I think it's really about following your instincts about where your tribe might be and not worrying about the future too much, but really just what's the next indicated thing. The next thing was like get in a class. The next thing was become friends with some of those people that are doing what I want to do. And then sooner or later you start to fall into all the rest of the stuff. And that's what I did. Yeah. I just did, because I didn't grow up in a family that had acting or producers in it. Like my parents were French, Tunisian, North African Jews that traveled here and had no idea about the entertainment business.
Yeah.
So it's not true too that you can only make it if you're in the business. It's like you just have to follow the little breadcrumbs to what you want.
I love what she's saying because that's how I started staging.
There you
That's
go.
exactly how I
Fake it till you
started.
make it.
That is my motto. Fake it till you make it. It's so true. That's
It is.
such good advice. I mean, it's incredible. And I mean, you started with me and you were like doing the same thing.
She's
I
just like,
just
go
threw her out.
do it.
Yeah, so you do.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that saying? Act as if, and then the feelings follow. Like you just act as if, and then pretty soon you are that thing. And then, you know, you just have to,
But you also, I think there is an important part of you about work-life balance because you're like this incredible mother. You know, obviously, you see, I'm really into my kids, and that's something we bonded about. So tell us a little bit about that.
So, I mean, I just think you really I did not want to be that actress that was, you know, I didn't want to be the actress that looked back at my life and was like, wow, I had a great career and I have no kids and no grandkids and no partners and I did not want to be that. I wanted to really make sure that I was just as balanced in my life as far as like family and children. And to me, I don't think I'd be happy no matter how successful I am if I didn't have my kids to look at and go, wow, I really did that. I had these beautiful children. And then, wow, I've been blessed in my career, but I honestly when my career's going great, and if I'm not balanced, I'm not dating enough, or I don't have any kind of my love life's kind of whatever, or I'm not applying myself to any kind of great friendships, or I'm not traveling at all. It's I always say you know, I teach my kids this, if you draw a big box and then you draw 3 lines and 3 lines, like tic-tac-toe. Yeah. And then you have your family, then you have your friends, and then you have your money, and then you have your spirituality, then you have your boyfriends or your relationships. Then you have your work. But it's what happens is people fill their whole box up with work and then leave a little tiny piece of it for maybe a little thing, but then you wonder why you're empty or you have depression or you have anxiety. Mm-hmm. And it's because you're not filling your box with balance. So then it's really easy to fall into I have anxiety, I'm depressed, I don't want to be here anymore. Well, why don't you want to be here anymore? Because why would you want to be here? You're not free. You're not living free and full and abundant. You're living small and you're lacking. So that's why people, I think, get depressed, is because they're lacking in joy. And you know, I can say that for myself, because you're not free when you're depressed. You're not free when you're when you're feeling anxiety or depression. You're not free because. And so the key is find your happy. Find happy in all the ways.
Yeah. Incredible advice.
And animals is a big one for me.
Yeah.
Like pets, and you guys saw it. Yeah. Pigs and animals and
dogs.
rescue.
Yeah, you're all about the rescue.
All about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll call her. She's like, I'm rescuing dog. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because they're so innocent. Because they can't. They're vulnerable and innocent, and they want us to take care of them, and then people are abusing them and stuff, and so then they're
awful.
I'm so confused, they don't understand. So it's my mission is to do great things for them.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. And is your kids involved in that as well?
Always. They've been, they couldn't help it because, you know, when you live with your mom, I would always rescue a dog, bring it home. And then if you see the pictures of each dog we rescued, there isn't a time of the day where they're not, one or the other isn't lying with it here, sleep napping with it here, playing guitar with it on its lap. There was always rescuing going on in my house, and my kids are just naturally. Tyson was driving up Doheny, up in the mountain, in the hills, the upper side of Sunset, my daughter, and it was 2 a.m, and she was going to spend the night at her friends, and she thought, no, I'm just going to go home because I got to work out early in the morning. She never goes home. She usually stays at her friend because it was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But for some reason, her instincts were I think I'm just going to sleep home tonight. And it's good she did, because she was driving down Doheny, and it was far up, and she sees a little old dog wobbling in the road with a leash dragging. A very sickly old little dog. That would have died, would have been eaten by coyotes or would have died. And she called me and said, Mom, I found this dog. And she looked around. There was no one around. And there was just a homeless encampment of people below. And she's like, is this your dog? And they were like, no. We think somebody stole the dog and just dumped it because it was dying or old. So we took it, and then now it's doing really well.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's doing really
Look
well.
at that heart you have. You have such a big heart. I think that's where some of this passion for your career comes from. What do you think?
I think it's all part of that same thing. I'm just always trying to be happy.
What's your favorite part you ever had?
I think doing the episode of Friends was really iconic and fun, because I was on Friends. And
And now, how was it working with them?
Well, I was like, it wasn't even about being on Friends. For me, that was exciting. But I always tell people the story, it's funny, but I just had a baby like 2 days before, 4 days before. And my agent calls and goes, they want you to go to the set. It was 8 o'clock at night. They want you to audition for something for Friends. They need a singer or guitar player to co-star. And I was like, I just had a baby. And they're like, can you just go anyway? I'm like, I don't have a babysitter. And I was like, no one's here. And they were like, just go anyway. So I brought the baby in a little car seat and a guitar in a guitar case. And I plopped them both down in the office. It was dark and late at night. There was a casting person in there. And then I sang, and then I ended up getting it. But I had to show up on the set. I booked it, which was crazy. Showed up on the set. They said, come tomorrow, because I was replacing someone. That's why it was so late at night. So they said, show up on the set tomorrow. When I got to the set, like, everybody was like, you're going to be on Friends. Just like you. Like, how was it working with the Friends? And all I kept thinking was, they walked me to the stage, and they said, we're going to introduce you to your director. And I was like, oh, cool. And then Robbie Benson, who, when I was young, I don't know if you remember him. He was in a movie called Ice Castles. He's an actor. And he was so darling. And I had such a crush on him, and all I know is they're like, Robbie Benson's your director. And I was like, oh my God, Robbie Benson's my director. And that was like it for me. Like, the Friends were great, and they were all sweet and fun, but Robbie Benson was it for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen you really blow up lately. I know you've blown up before, but what do you think?
Now, right?
What do you think is like when I'm like, wait, that's my friend?
Wait, I want to know, what was it like being on the Kelly Clarkson show?
I mean, that was like a pretty big blow up.
Yeah, huge.
I mean, not everybody can get on Kelly Clarkson.
No.
But EG does.
What happens is, but you know me, it's been going for so long. I've been doing career stuff for decades.
Right.
And so I've kind of just been in this flow of just like, I know there's ebbs and flows. There's moments where it's very kind of like, where I'm not blown up. But I'm still doing the work. I'm still out there swimming and making things happen and doing art. It's just that I'm not visible in those moments. Sometimes you're underwater swimming. And so sometimes there's those moments. So like all of a sudden, Rugrats got a reboot with Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus. So they were like, they're starting to, I was just getting all this press. Like, people wanted to talk about the reboot of this iconic show. And then the person I was working with for press was like, oh, Kelly Clarkson would like to have you on the show, or whatever, you'd like to be on the Kelly Clarkson show. My publicist at the time was like, we got you on Kelly Clarkson. So it's kind of like, that's a big one. Like, that's a big blow up.
Huge,
yeah, that's a big one. And every once in a while there are big ones. When I was young, when I was like in my early 20s, I was on American Bandstand and Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
And so like, and Saturday Night Live, I was the musical guest when I was in my early 20s. So like I said, there's moments where I'm up above the water, and moments where I'm just doing the work under the water. And it's important to like, I think it's just important to be patient, because there are times where you're like, I feel like I'm just working hard and nothing's really happening.
That's my favorite word. Everybody knows. Patience.
Yeah.
It's really a good one. It's a good mom word.
It's a really hard one.
It's a mom word.
Yeah.
Patient.
Very hard for me.
It's hard. I mean, I have to work. I have to, teach my kids that. Like, you can't have what I have. You're 22 or you're 23 or 26. You have to work towards it. You'll have moments where you'll have, but you can't have the wins of the decades of work without the decades of work. But you can have the wins of the 5 years of hard work.
Right.
It just all, you have to be patient.
Are all of your daughters in the music industry?
There's the two of them. They both sing, and one is really has released a record, Hunter Daly, and so she just released her first single and has an EP coming out. So she's singing. The other one's wasn't really loving the singing, and she's an artist, but she wasn't loving that you have to like listen to everyone telling you this and that, and it was confusing to her, because she's like, that doesn't feel good to me. So she's a real like true, she stays very true to herself, which I love about her, is she doesn't want to be like run around and listen to people when what they're saying doesn't make sense to her and doesn't feel good. She won't sit in that. She'll be like, I don't like what he's saying. It doesn't feel good to me. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
And so there's something really cool about that, as opposed to being like a people pleaser and doing whatever anybody says. She wouldn't play that game. So she couldn't do the record because it was a duet at first. It was Hunter and Tyson.
Okay.
And Tyson is, I am not Mike Tyson, but she's all into like beauty and makeup and face products. And she teaches people about her grooming. She's like impeccable with that kind of stuff. And she's beautiful. So she's following what makes her happy. And the funny thing is her work is better when she does it on her own. She doesn't want some like big executive saying, you need to do that or you're not going to ever happen. She's like, you can't tell me that. You don't know what's going to happen for me. So she's
I have one of those kids.
So
for sure. My son, you cannot tell him one thing. You just need to sit back and watch him grow. What do you think, Nicole?
That's how it is. And that's good, though, because that's a leader. That's somebody that, like, they're running to their own beautiful music. And sometimes that's the way to go. And sometimes it is important to learn to listen. I still want to be teachable. I still will listen to people. I'll listen to a homeless person sometimes. And that guy said something like, the ceiling is on, you're walking on the ceiling is on top of you. It said some weird thing like that. And I'm just like, what does that mean? Like, I'll still try to like process, process what weird, because I think messages come in all forms.
Different ways,
So I just think like, what is he trying to say?
Yeah.
There's a ceiling on my sky. That's what he said. There's a ceiling on your sky. There's a ceiling on your sky. And that means like, oh, I could be freer, but there's something blocking me. Like, that was profound, but that's how I read it. So I think there's always an opportunity to read something magical in everything. So I think you need to be teachable, too.
As I'm sitting here looking at you, isn't it? It's weird. I, like, came in for staging, and we became friends, and now you're on our podcast.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all about connection.
That's
what
I really think,
it is. You know, and, I mean, you've taught me a lot through these years. And you're always...
Well, you've taught me a lot, too.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're a mama bear.
Yes, I'm a mama bear.
Yeah, and you're a successful mama bear. It's good.
And it's just been so fun to get to know you and watch you grow. Yeah. And I think that, you know, the listeners that are listening, something you said is so important, especially for the young people, is that patience. You know? Yeah. Patience is so important. I mean, I just didn't become one of the top staging companies. You worked
really hard.
Ass off.
You really did work hard.
You know,
years and years.
It was not easy.
Yeah,
and just
but you still managed to be dating in the middle of all that.
I know. E.G. knows a lot of my stories.
I love it. And I do too, but my dating is just like whacked. So I'm really looking forward to like. I am looking forward to that, like having that part of my life now be like grounded a little bit more because it gets old being single too long.
Yeah. I hear ya.
Yeah, but we're in the ring. We're digging
it
out.
It's just so nice to have you here. So, I guess, you know, people that are listening, especially the young audience, I mean, you kind of told them a little bit, but what is the one thing, if you could think of one thing that they should do? They're here in Hollywood. They're from Oklahoma. They're from Idaho. What should they do?
Like,
they
an
want to be
actor, singer, because there's a lot of people that want to.
I'll tell you. You know what I'd say? Be really good at what you do. Don't just think about, I want to do this thing, you know, I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to mingle with people and I'm going to become famous. Be really good at what you do because when the opportunities come to you, you want to feel good about your work. You want to feel confident. So when somebody offers you a role or you book a role, you don't want to be that person that's feeling deathly insecure and you're just mortified and you're embarrassed and you feel awful. So my thing was like, I always applied myself to being the best at what I could do. Like I wanted to be a great actor. I wanted to be able to do lots of different roles. That's what I do. I wanted to be I wanted to be the best singer I could be for myself.
Right.
So I studied the best singers and I learned from the best because I want to be good. So I think what I would tell people is like, really apply yourself to being good at what you do because you can get all the opportunities in the world. But if you're not good at what you do, they're going to come and go. Yep. But if you're really talented and you apply yourself to what you're really good at and you listen, and sometimes you might think you're really good at this, but you're like getting a little tap on the shoulder like, do this thing. This thing might be good for you. And you're like, no. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. And you're getting this like, but try this. Look over here. And you're like, no. And then sometimes you need to look over there because that's what I did with voiceover. I was so fixed on being an actress, singer, and mom, and I was all that. Yeah. But one day somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, you should try voiceover. And I was like, I'm not a cartoon. I don't know how to do that. But I didn't say that. I turned around and I said, oh, well, tell me what you got. And he's like, I'm an agent. you should go on this audition for a cartoon. And I was like, that's fun. I'll try that. I'll try that.
Yeah.
I never thought I'm going to be a famous cartoon when I grow up, but I literally listened. I listened to that little, because I call them offshoots, because I did a voiceover seminar where I talk about offshoots, and what that is those little taps on the shoulder that might not be exactly what you think, but they're leading you to something that's going to get you back to what you want. So I said yes to this guy, and then I went on my first audition with this guy for voiceover, and my first audition I booked, and that was Tommy Pickles on Rugrats. Changed my whole life.
Yeah.
So I always say follow those little offshoots, because you don't know what that's going to bring to you. Like if you get an impulse or like I'm having impulses to travel right now. Like I'm kind of sick of LA, and I'm feeling like I want to go to New York. Part of me wants to go to Colorado. Part of me wants to go, and I've been traveling a bit, but something is feeling like I'm burnt on LA. And I live in Malibu too, but even Malibu's a small community. It's lovely. Yeah. But something's telling me I need to go somewhere else for a little bit. And I'm going to listen to that, because I don't know what that's going to lead me to, but I know that's the universe talking to me. So you got to listen.
I know. Didn't you just go on a retreat?
I did.
Remember, I went on one. You're like, where'd you go on?
Went to Costa Rica,
that was the best thing.
right?
No, I went to Playa Carmen and Tulum.
Yeah, you inspired me.
But it was the best thing. I went by myself, and I literally did. I remember. I thought of you because I like One Kiss, my favorite song, and I put on the earphones and I'd be dancing by myself in front of the beach. I thought, I wonder if someone's watching me.
I love that. That inspired me. You told me you just took yourself on your own trip.
It's so amazing to travel by yourself, which reminds me. So I have a daughter. Did you know that?
Yeah.
She's 23. And she just went on her first vacation.
Where'd you go?
How was that?
I went to Florida and New York.
Wow.
New York was incredible.
With someone or by yourself?
I went by myself.
How was that?
It was amazing to just get away. And
was it hard to be alone all the time, not have someone to eat with or go to a restaurant with?
Well, I went to visit my friend Dasha first, and she got sick, so I actually spent a lot of time by myself. But it was just nice to, explore a different place, and I feel like I just met so many people. I met more people on that trip than I do in LA.
Mm-hmm. That's
just
amazing.
Talking
traveling is
to
good.
everyone.
Traveling is really good. I used to travel a lot by myself when I was young, and then after I got married and had kids, then I found myself I really wanted to be around people, because when you live with kids and their friends and their boyfriends and housekeepers and nannies and whatever, I just really like having a house filled with people. So then all of a sudden in the last 10 years, I found it was hard for me to travel alone, because I just felt like I was in my head too much. Yeah. But I think I'm getting ready to go travel again by myself.
It's incredible. Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Like she said, you meet so many cool people.
Yeah.
It
forces you to talk to more people.
It does.
I feel because you're not just going to sit there. So.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna do another trip. But I did just go and do a trip to Costa Rica for a week with my daughter. But it was a very interesting trip, because that particular trip my daughter had already done. It was this beautiful retreat, wellness retreat, but it was about ayahuasca.
Oh, really?
Oh. So I did 4 days in a row of ayahuasca, which is for people to know, it's not like you're going out to do drugs. Yeah. It's considered a plant medicine. It's been around for forever, and indigenous people have done it forever, and indigenous, is that the word? Anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was a really powerful thing, and it just really wakes up things, and you see things that you need to maybe change, which is why I think I want to travel, because I feel like I saw a lot of things that were saying it's time to shift things up a bit. Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I thought you went by yourself, or you went with your daughter.
I went with Tyson, and we had a really nice time. Yeah. It wasn't just ayahuasca. I mean, you do spa, you get massage, you do hot baths, you do go to the beach. It was more than just that, but it's a wellness.
Retreats are where it's at for sure, especially if you live in a big city like Los Angeles, New York, Miami. Yeah. Just to decompress. Yeah. Especially with people that are like us dealing with clients every single day. Yeah. It's definitely
it's good to preserve your energy and just recharge.
Yeah. So So I know that So do your kids want to stay in the business, or would they rather have their own companies, or?
I think.
And how come you haven't worked with them?
I have worked. They both have done. I've been recorded with them. I've had them in the studio since they were little girls, so they've been singing with me. I worked with them their whole life with their singing, so I've always done that. But now they're older, so they want to have their own identity. They don't want to just be under mom's wings. So I try to give them their space. What was the question about? What was the actual?
And then
you said something about do my kids.
What do they want?
Yeah,
like,
what do they want?
One that doesn't want to sing. That's cute. That's interesting to me. So does she want to start her own company?
I think she does. I think ultimately
she's an entrepreneur.
I think ultimately, I think Tyson, first of all, will be happier if she doesn't have people telling her what to do, because she's kind of marches to her own beat of her own band, which is the beat of her own drum.
Yeah.
She's kind of her own So I think ultimately she could do anything. She could do a product line or face line or hair product line. I mean, she's just stunning. So if you look at her, you'd think that would just make sense. I am not Mike Tyson. Go check her out. You'll see what I'm talking about. She really could she's the kind of person that somebody might see at a party and then give her a brand to do. I think she would be good with something like that. And I think that's kind of falls in line with her, just as long as it's not something where she's having to have a bunch of people tell her what to do all the time.
Yeah.
She's her own little person. So as long as it's something where we want you to represent this beautiful brand because that's how she looks so amazing. So I think that's kind of something she might want to do. And who knows, maybe music will come back around.
Yeah.
But she won't do it the way people are doing, where you're grinding and you have all these people bossing you around, and and then she doesn't feel like she can listen to her own flow. She wants to stay in flow. My other daughter, I think is doing what she wants to do right now. She'll probably do more movies and more on camera.
Yeah.
I think that's coming, and she does do a lot of those type of things. But I think she would want to do more on camera, more films, just here and there, and then do her music. I think they're both on track.
Yeah.
That's great.
So what's next for you?
Well, let's see.
Besides travel.
Finding a new boyfriend, partner,
dating,
because that box has been empty lately. I've just been dating. Yeah, I've been dating. Everybody's cool, but not quite the.
Are you on the dating apps?
Yeah, I'm on all those. It's tricky. Sometimes they'll recognize they're like, oh, there's Dottie, and I'm like, next, swipe left. They'll but you don't want to date someone that's fanboying you. That's not good.
Yeah.
So just finding someone that's my equal, or equal or better.
Yeah.
But for me, I have this movie out called The Blonde Experiment. And that's a really cute movie. You guys can actually go download it. Where can you download it at, Ace? Yeah. But it's called The Blonde Experiment. It's really fun. You guys are going to love it.
I can't wait.
Because it's about being blonde.
Why didn't you tell me? What's wrong with you, girl? This girl's crazy. I am obsessed.
You're going to love this movie. It's really goofy. It's reminds you of an old time, funny, just easy, funny.
Where'd you film it?
We filmed it in LA right before COVID, and then we had to pick up and film a little during COVID. But the two girls that are in it just got nominated for some stuff. It's in the film festival circuit, and it's really cute.
Is it on Netflix or?
Right now we'll give you the link, but there's a link where people can actually screen it. So we'll give that to you. And then let me see what else. I'm going to Nashville to go do some writing with some big producer people that I know. And the next, let me see what your notes are. Oh. Better Off Dead, right? So I did recut the Better Off Dead song that was called One Way Love, that everybody kept saying they wanted it and they couldn't find it. It's from the movie Better Off Dead. And so we recut it and re-released that. And that is the B-side of a Go-Go's tribute song I did. We Got the Beat. These are all out there.
Oh, I love that
We Got the Beat, that was just recently released on an indie label. Sympathy for the Artist, I think it's called. They're great, and they do a lot of really cool projects, and they actually print discs. But that's One Way Love is the B-side of the Go-Go song. There's also a video with that one. So that one's out. We Got the Beat, my version. And the Go-Go's actually loved it and popped it on their pages, and were telling everybody about.
Wow.
And they did that because the Go-Go's were inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Amazing.
So I went ahead and was on that Go-Go's tribute album. That was fun.
That's it? That's all you have? I don't
know anything good else. Rugrats. My God, she's so good. My assistant Ace is so good. I just want to bring her, sit her.
Yeah, I mean, what I know.
Come here, Joe. Just show them who you are.
You didn't mention that. I was like, hello, where are you?
Oh yeah, Rugrats. This is huge. So Rugrats just got picked up for their second season of a brand new reboot.
Incredible.
That's on Paramount. Thank you, Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon, which is so great. And the episodes are so incredible. So I'm in the studio recording those, which I can do sometimes in my little booth in Malibu, or I do at Nickelodeon. Which
I love that little booth in Malibu.
I know, it's so cute. I do them at Nickelodeon, which is in Burbank. I just did one yesterday. So that's amazing. And then I'm on some episodes of some other shows that are coming out. Is that one show out yet, Grimps? I can't say yet. Anyway, I'm on some other new show that I can't say that I do. I drop in. It's a network animated show. So I Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Like, actually, now you
and you're healthy. And you're happy.
Thank
wow,
God, yeah.
I'm so excited you came on. This was amazing. You're on with my beautiful daughter. And
I'm so glad.
It's like what I say in the beginning. It's all full circle.
It is.
It is.
And I'm happy to be on it. And thanks for having me.
So thank you so much for being on The Power of We.
Yes,
Yay,
thank you so much for
welcome.
coming on.
You're welcome.
We are
Now I want
very
to know
blessed.
what color that lipstick is. It's so beautiful.
That's a good question.
I love it.
Our makeup
It's
artist,
MAC.
Gina from Gila.
Yeah, Gina's the best.
Give her a shout out.
I
We'll put her on our Instagram.
I love it.
I always shout her out. She's the best. But yeah.
I look like I have no makeup on next to you, but that's kind of good. Because in my ayahuasca ceremony, I have this revelation, which is that I'm a nature girl. And ever since I came home, I realized that's really who I am. I'm kind of an earthy nature girl.
Yeah, you definitely are. You've always been that way.
Yeah.
It's good to be one with the earth.
I'm one with the earth.
Yeah.
My dog, Ruby.
Well, thank you
Put her
so
here really
much.
quick.
This is EG Daily, and how do we find you?
You can find me at Real EG Daily on Instagram and TikTok. I have a lot of fun stuff on TikTok. You can find me at on Facebook. I have a Facebook and a regular one, and Twitter is probably Real EG Daily. But my main thing is Instagram and TikTok, which is Real EG Daily, and also egdaily.com. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff up there.
Great, thank you so
Amazing.
much.
You're welcome.
And watch season 2 of the Rugrats.
Yay!
Oh, oh, oh.